guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and welcome to a brand new season, a brand new year. A season full of a bit of optimism this year after last year's season, which saw us kind of just escape relegation thanks to the relegation playoffs. A long rebuild over the summer, as you can see, obviously with the top goal scorer, but we've got some brand new faces in. A lot of faces have went away, and we've made the squad a lot smaller. We'll pretty much go over pre-season. I've played the first game of the season, which was against Celtic. I didn't feel that was a fair chance to really look at the team. Neither was a home game against Stirling in the League Cup, which we've progressed in. We'll play Red Rovers in the next round. But just really interesting because we've managed to sell players, we've made money. You can see our profit loss for this season already is at 1.7 million, given our balance at 1.5. Frustratingly, the 300k has already been spent on players that we got. Only 40% of the transfer revenue was a bit annoying, and we're already over our wage budget by 3k. But to be honest, if we've got that money in the bank, then I'd like to think we'll be okay. So we'll go through the transfers, we'll go through the lineup, and we'll also go through the matches we've had, and I'm going to explain the system and the formation we're playing, and my idea of thinking behind it. So, what's changed? Well, I can see we're looking to bring in a couple of guys. We didn't get Moro Burachanga, but there's a chance we get Simone Lifaso, on loan from Palermo, our parent club. Same with Manish Galde. Same with Marco Toscano, and Declan Graham's going to go to Montrose. We've actually brought back nobody from last year's loans from Palermo. Only just one of their players has been made available so far, and that deal has been done, which you can see is Andrea Pausini. We'll get to him though. So, recruitment started in July. We actually had a takeover which gave us absolutely no money and a transfer embargo pretty much until July, so that's how transfers didn't really take place till mid-July. But Campello was always a done deal. He was always going to come back to the squad. I feel like he's got the attributes there and the determination to improve, and certainly be someone that we can sell on. So he's in from United. Felt we needed a proper experienced goal scorer, one with a bit of talent, one that can do us a bit of damage from set pieces. Now, fair enough, McCormack doesn't have the greatest physicals in this game. Obviously, bear in mind this is a couple of seasons in. But he's someone, that's got all the mentals you want to even tutor younger players coming through. Technically pretty sound, and can hit a mean free kick and a penalty as well. Guy is a former £11 million guy. He's been playing in the Premiership as recently as 2 seasons ago in this. So I felt like it was a good player to bring in. Good bit of experience, so Ross McCormack came in. Speaking of experience, we've also brought in Craig Bryson, who's maintained most of his physicals, which is good. A good bit of stamina and energy about him, so that's good for the box-to-box that we used to play. Mentally, again, can teach some of the younger players. Decent passing. Tackling's not so great, but just somebody that can dribble, has a good first touch, and can make that run from midfield, basically. The thinking behind Craig Bryson's capture. Again, played Premier League football a couple of seasons ago, has been playing in the Championship in England. I feel like that's a good standard to be bringing up here. Tom Duncan, a youngster who was bought at 17, the head of youth development decided that it was enough to bring him in, so I went with that. Again, on the experience, we went with Craig Morgan, pretty much really just to lead. Experience head at the back, capped for Wales 23 times. It's literally the reason he's been brought in. Has been playing at Championship level, although he's a mixture of League 1, League 2 football as well. But I still feel like he's someone who can come in, get a bit of experience. It's a 1-year deal, so if he doesn't perform, then he goes. 3.2k a week's a bit of worry in a wage at our level, but hopefully he does the job. Also coming in over 30 is Reda Johnson, can cover left back or more so as a towering centre back. Can head the ball, good tackler, still gets a good bit of his physicals, maybe bar pace. He's got a lot of mental stats there that help him as a defender, so I think he's someone that can, I felt like defensively were very poor, and he can help that next season. Hopefully get a lot more clean sheets. Other side of the spectrum, and for age-wise, was Tom Davis. Good young, tough tackling midfielder. Can play DM, can play centre mid. Like the tackling idea, we can work on his passing. I feel there's a lot of stats there that can improve. It's a 2-year deal, a good chance to improve him. Youngster from Everton, played in the Premier League last season one time as a sub. We just need to see how he develops. Former Leeds United player came in from Dundee was Jordan Butaka for 46k. Just really wanted a bit of tricky winger, a bit of pace in the wings. Really someone that has that versatility that can play left, right and through the middle. He's not really played a lot in this save, being honest. At Leeds played him very, very rarely, even in League One. A couple of games for Dundee, but we feel like he's that versatility can hopefully give us a result. Jason Naismith, again, coming in from St Mirren. I've been playing every time for them last season in the Championship, had played in the Premier League as well. I just feel at right back he's got all the attributes we want that can give a challenge to Campello, if not possibly replace him. This one was an interesting one. Fode Kotia, or Kotia, how you want to pronounce it, from Coventry. Your ideal target man. Can head a ball, can dribble, finishing's okay, good strength. I mean, can shoot with from distance, shoot with power, he comes deep for the ball, so he's a proper target man. Maybe a few physical stats could be a bit better, but overall I think he's someone that could do the job, just as long as he gets 10 goals a season. You see there, when he was in League 2 he scored the goals. Maybe not so much League 1, he played the first game of the season, but a good chance to kind of interact with the board. They said we'll sign him, so 205k for him. And as I said, Andrea Palzani is the first one in from Palermo. Young player, good all-rounder I think. He's someone we'll bring in. If he doesn't work out we can send him back. We're not paying the wages. They did pay £1.9 million from him. Former Inter Milan youngster who's had loan spells in Serie B, with Livorno, Perugia, and also one in the top flight of Portuguese football with Gil Vicente. As for the outs, we've released Callum Woods. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson didn't sign a new contract, so he's went to Motherwell. Charlie Rowan, Denny Johnson and DJ Crossan have gone, as has Jermaine Gradison. This kid's out on loan to Motherwell, as is William Donnelly, so Motherwell taking a lot of my players. We get Koulibaly to Kilmarnock on loan for a fresh bit of scenery for him. Paulo Fuente to Morton. The big move you can see there, Lewis Millen at £1 million to Rangers. Gutted to lose such a key player for us, but when £1 million was put on the table for him, I felt like that's way more than we paid. Nearly 10 times, so we'll say about 8-9 times what we paid for him. As effective as he's been, the philosophy was we signed him to sell him on for big money, and that's a good 7-figure sum. So he's gone. A couple others out on loan, like Liam Grimshaw and Peebe, but we're in a good position. So we'll look at the fixtures now. So I don't really play the pre-season games, but we had victories over Airdrie, over East Stirlingshire, over Cannes, and over Aston Villa, which is good, a defeat to Copenhagen. The game against Celtic was really just unfortunate. I thought we played really well, with a lot of chances against them. Unfortunately, it was a set piece that ended up at the feet of Federico Fazio, ball in the back of the net. We pushed and pushed, bringing on Peebe and Shabby, but we couldn't get that goal. Still in the League Cup was fairly straightforward. McCormack, Bryson and Bataka was 3-0 up at half time. A couple of changes giving the likes of Davis and Cantwell a chance, but they pulled the late consolation back for Aaron James. Apart from that, nothing really to note in the second half, and as previously stated, we're playing Raith Rovers at home in the second round. So today's game is Hamilton. We're 11th in the table because we've only played one game, everybody else has played two. The one change I'll be making for the team is going to be Osman coming out for probably Cantwell. Do we give Palzini's debut? That's the question. Kota's not ready. I think we take out Tom Davis. So the team basically is Scott Fox is your sweeper keeper. Your fullback left is Johnson at the moment. Byrne and Morgan in the centre of defence with Campello at right back. Dembele sits as a ball winner. Craig Bison's that central midfielder that attacks. You've also got Cantwell being more of a deep lying support player. And then you've got the likes of Bataka and Lawrence attacking in each wing to support Ross McCormack. The mentality is control. It's a structured system, so the attacking players attack, the defending players defend. And the team instructions are as simple as a normal tempo. Fairly rarely time wasting. Playing very wide to support our wingers. Normal defensive line. We're using the offside trap. We're getting stuck in. Closing down more. Passing directness is mixed, more disciplined, and just clearing the ball to the flanks are the team instructions. I think that's everything covered. So say, dive into this game. 3 teams play today. We do have a game in hand against Hibs, so other teams playing, that means we will still have a game in hand. The wrong button there, minimise the game there, but hopefully we can get the right result. So Palzini can get the number 18 jersey. Hopefully we get the right result going forward. and hopefully we don't see ourselves staring against relegation. The board just want us to survive, but ideally, I want to be finishing more so about 8th place. It's making that jump from getting into the top 6. Once we do that, I can feel confident in challenge the likes of Rangers and Celtic. However, Rangers may actually be the only team that's below us at the moment. So a few faces in there that was recognisable for last year. Kabemba, Blair Alston, players that will cause us problems. I'd like to think we've strengthened, hopefully enough, and have a better system in place that can get us the desired result and hopefully a push up the table. So now here's Stevenson for Aki's, but it's intercepted by Dembele, Campello, Cantwell. So we need him to really develop along, and there we go. That's why he's on big money. Tom Lawrence, from outside the box, receives the ball from Craig Bryson, and he just goes, you know what? You're going to give me this much space, I'm just going to have a pop. 20 yards, bottom corner, and it leaves the goalkeeper there with absolutely no chance. So the perfect start there against Hamilton Accies. And if we can play like this so far in the 2019-20 season, I'll be fairly delighted. But here's James Forrest, he's done his man. He's going to do two, it's a ball in, it's for Wood, and Scott Fox with the saving away by Dembele. So it just shows maybe defensively a little bit frail at times. Here's Cadiz, can we intercept this? Doherty, back to Forrest, who's causing us nothing but problems. And of course, just like last season, Kevin Kubemba in the box, poaches and puts it in the back of the net. But like I say, Reda Johnson's got to maybe get a bit closer to James Forrest. It's a looping ball, and you've got 3 players chasing the striker there around. Quite realistically, somebody should be properly marking him, making sure he doesn't get free. So a bit disappointed at that, but Dembele. There's Ross McCormack, looking for Cantwell away by Alston. Good interception by Morgan, that's the experience factor. Bryson bursting forward for Ross McCormack, and he hits the post. So considering we're told them to play wide, that was a very through the middle chance there. Botaka plays it in, and Craig Bryson! That is why we want him in there, that central midfielder attacking into the box, making the late run. And a good assist there for Botaka. Got a bit of space because of McCormack. And Craig Bryson rises to put the ball into the back of the net. So good to see experience in new signings is paying off so far. Obviously we don't have as many of the younger players that are maybe rough diamonds that need to be turned into gems, and we've got a lot more, not so much finish articles, but maybe past their prime at a higher level, but can certainly do a job at this one. So good so far, 4 shots each, but even in terms of possession. The main thing is we lead by 2 goals to 1. We'll monitor that Campello fitness in the second half. Obviously we've got Jason Naismith that we can bring on. I think as it is, Bryson man so far, as is Tom Lawrence. We'll just take the guys in the second half, go out there, be nice and relaxed, but don't be complacent. Everybody's either gained motivation, or they've just get a bit of concentration. So hopefully you can see this one out in the second half. Let's see if this leads to attack. Here's Devlin at the back for Aki's. Intercepted by Dembele. Here's Bryson. Tom Lawrence will always drift inside, despite it being a winger. Cantwell, that's intercepted by Gillespie. Is this going to be a counter? Wood. Forrest seem to be backing off him. It's the problem, you've got attacking wingers, nobody's going to track back. Dembele, Cantwell, can he play the right pass here? McCormack could be on there. Here is McCormack, will he shoot for distance? He does, and in the end, that was a waste of everybody's time. That was shocking. Here's Gillespie, and Bain, Devlin, and thankfully ends up in the hands of Scott Fox. It's one thing that always worries me in FM, is the whole corners. Like 9 times out of 10 chances come from a corner. It's really annoying. The fact into the corner tactics and everything, every time you set up a save just gets really frustrating. Not even every time you set up a save, every time you set up a tactic, how they don't continue to use the same tactics for set pieces that you'd used previously with them. So that's a tad annoying. We're going to make our first change anyway. It's going to be number 44, Ross McCormack, being replaced by number whatever Shabby is. I can't remember. Say he's number 9. He's number 25. So annoying when they don't want regular numbers, like just 1 to 11 is fine by me, but when Ross McCormack wants 44, it just messes everything up. Going to make our second change. We're going to take off Campello, put on Jason Naismith, just because of the previous injury to Campello, and obviously I'm wanting a rest. The good chance is it'll either be Dembele or Bryson that'll come off for substitute number 3. Here's Forrest with a corner, a free kick, away by Bonn, only as far as Chibik. Devlin, Dembele, get it away, he's tripped up, and how is that not a free kick? Mark McNulty scores, but how is that not a free kick in our player? Dembele gets the ball back. He's clearly tripped up there by Kubemba. And McNulty smashes into the back of the net. I'm not even going to argue. FM annoys me that many times. We see shit like this happen. I'm just going to get frustrated by it if I keep freaking out about it. So it happened. Put Osman on. I'll forget about it. It's just one of the problems with FM, when shit like that happens. But then again, you bizarrely see decisions like that in real life, and unfortunately, that's part of football. Here's Forrest with a corner. Bain. And for some reason, Dennis Bain gets in there. Everybody just leaves him. And he's smashed into the roof of the net. So again, guys marking him. I mean, what is Bryson doing? There's clearly someone in the line in Redder Johnson. Why does Bryson not decide to attack this? Why does Redder Johnson not come out and attack it, since he's a bigger physical specimen of the two? And from being in a fairly good position at 2-1, you've seen the bad side of Football Manager that everybody detests. So I'll be aggressive because we're in such a good position, and I'm far from pleased because we should have won that. Great performance by Craig Bryson. Tom Lawrence was a bit quiet in the second half. The goalkeepers had a mere at a 5.8. James Forrest man of the match, but realistically, we have 0 points after 2 games. We honestly should be sitting 7th. So disappointed by that. But as I say, when you've played FM as long as I have, you're used to the bullshit decisions like that, and the game fucking you over. Just one of those things. Scout reports in there. But as I say, the guy clearly tackles our player. Our guy's clearly fouled, and it does nothing about it. So it's one of those things. We'll just move on. We'll hopefully have a good rest of a transfer window, and then hopefully next time you join us, which will probably be about Hearts or Partick Thistle, maybe Ross County, we'll be in a far better position. So thank you for watching, guys. A few questions to ask you before you go. What are your thoughts on the new season? What are the thoughts on the new signings? Is there any of these new signings that you think could make a difference? Have you ever been at a stage where you've got a lot of kind of rough gems, but you feel like in order to make them into diamonds that you have to bring in these more experienced players, and sometimes that's what you just need to get you to that next level? How do you approach such a situation? Let us know your thoughts on that as well. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to drop a wee like as well. As always, guys, thank you for watching. It's deeply appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you all next time, as this far from perfect journey is our perfect journey. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye bye.